everyone talking about types of fragrances to wear to a job interview. This is talked about a lot, for example, on like the fragrance subreddit or just kind of in any fragrance community you're in. If you look at any place where there's like threads of messages or anything, chances are you'll see something debating about like, oh, I'm wearing, is this appropriate for a job interview or what should I wear to this? So I wanted to kind of talk about this because I think that there's a lot of misconceptions about it and advice that could actually really backfire and result in absolutely being like guaranteed to not get the job. So this is what I think, at least for types of fragrances to wear to a job interview. One, very low projection. No matter how amazing you think you smell, please don't wear something with huge projection to a job interview for a couple of reasons. One, everyone has different tastes. Even the most mass appealing fragrance in the world, somebody hates it. So there's no guarantee that even if you're wearing just like what most people think is like the sexiest, most appealing, maybe sexy isn't what you're going for, but I mean, it couldn't hurt if the interview finds you attractive, right? But no, yeah, like no matter what, there is still a very high chance that that person will not like that fragrance. And even if they do, it's not a good look that just from an HR perspective, it's not, there's so many people who have allergies, there's so many reasons, or migraines, like there's a lot of reasons why it's just not appropriate to wear really strong fragrances in the workplace. And then that ruins it for other people because if one person wears something too strong, then the workplace has to have a rule that's just like nobody can wear anything scented because they can't kind of moderate it. So yeah, definitely keep the projection low if you're going to wear a fragrance to a job interview. Ideally to the point where the interviewer, if it's in person, which is what this is about, but I'll include some bonuses at the end for if it's over Zoom or whatever, that ideally they can't even smell it and you're just smelling it, then you get some confidence out of it and stuff, and you feel good going into it. And then if they do smell it, it's only because they're so close that it's like, okay, at that point, all bets are off. But yeah, so low projection. Next, sort of similar, but a specific type of lower projection, skin scents. And those are ones that are supposed to make you smell like your skin, but better, sort of. That just smell like a natural sort of, I don't want to just say clean, because it's not just about clean. Like sometimes they can be like a little bit musky or just something very, very subtle. And you can search on like my channel, look up second skin scents, or just Google it, whatever. Like you can find examples of different ones of those. But they tend to be really subtle. They just kind of work really well with just blending with your skin to kind of create a nice, natural, appealing type of, skin scent instead of smelling like you put on a bunch of perfume or cologne or whatever. 3, a clean laundry type of scent. So sometimes that gets really dissed, including by me, I'm sure, in the fragrance community when something is just, this smells like laundry or this smells like laundry detergent. But when it comes to something like a job interview, if you need to wear a fragrance and you want it to be something that someone can smell, I think one of the best bets you can do is something that's just going to smell, like that kind of clean laundry type of vibe. Because that way, hey, maybe you just like are fresh and you washed your clothes. There's nothing bad about smelling clean. And if it just smells like, like, okay, that's maybe if they think it's coming from your detergent on your clothes or something, that's fine. Like, I don't think that's inappropriate to be smelling in a workplace. Hopefully the detergent wouldn't be blasting and projecting anyway. But yeah, something very, very clean, but like, again, specifically sort of like clean laundry that could just come across as just like, oh yeah, you're very fresh and clean, not just like a clean fragrance by Calvin Klein or something that's clean and good, but not, it's still going to come across as too like fragrancy for a job interview. And last, for this first part, nothing. To me, this would be the best choice for an in-person interview because there is just too much at risk. The chances that the person that is your interviewer is going to be a frag head who gets stoked smelling whatever you're wearing is so, so low. And again, even if they are, that doesn't mean they're going to think it's appropriate or be allowed, encouraged to have people wearing that kind of stuff in the workplace. And it can just be like kind of come across as not self-aware if they feel like, okay, what does this say about someone that they came into this and their professionalism includes like wearing a really heavy fragrance that's just kind of going to choke out everybody around them. So my number one recommendation would be nothing. And I know that sucks. Like you want to wear, or I would too, you want to wear fragrance like going into something like this and feel good about it. But there's just very, it's hard to win when you're going to wear a fragrance to a job interview. The best thing you can do is just not smell bad and, smell clean and fresh and stuff like that. But it's too easy to go wrong with wearing, an actual like wearable fragrance to it. But again, if you want to, and you really feel the need to, I would recommend something with either low projection, something that's a skin scent, or just like a clean laundry type of vibe. Now, as for if you have an interview over, say, Zoom or the phone or something like that, that is totally different. That's where I would say, like, even if you really use it sparingly normally, your favorite most expensive fragrance, as long as it's weather appropriate, because even if it's just you alone in a room, if it's really hot and you're wearing something that's like a heavy winter fragrance, that's probably not going to help with the confidence, because it's just going to feel like ugh. But yeah, so if it's like on the phone over Zoom or something where they can't actually smell you in person, bust out that fragrance you say for really special occasions, and it just makes you feel really confident and nice and badass and stuff like that. Badass for a job interview, but like getting that confident, and also obviously you don't want to come across as like too cocky in the job interview, but I don't think that's a risk for most people in job interviews. I think the risk is usually tends to be more like coming across as too shy or meek or something like that. So being confident and of course very kind to whoever you're talking to and respectful at all times anyway. But yeah, that is a time when absolutely wear whatever fragrance you think is going to make you feel the best, even if it feels like, well, that's stupid. No one's going to smell me. I'm just going to be in a room by myself on the phone. It's going to help you anyway. I can absolutely guarantee that if you can smell your favorite fragrance while you're in a job interview, and even just in a room by yourself, yeah, like that's going to have an effect on your confidence level of just, I mean, part of the reason that a lot of us do this is because it makes us feel good about ourselves and it just makes us happy. So putting yourself in a good mood, in a confident mood, is really key to a job interview. So yeah, if you can do it over the phone or Zoom, awesome. If you can't, the best thing you can do is wear nothing, not clothes-wise, but fragrance-wise. Yeah, again, I'm sure somebody could jump in, well, I got the job because I interviewed with someone and they just said, oh, I absolutely love that. Is that the House of Oud? But just know that that's really rare, and there's a lot of people out there who are going to give advice that's just like, yeah, wear this one. Oh, wear one like this. Ooh, the people love these notes or something like that. And just that's not the one time that's just like really, really, going to backfire above kind of all if you wear fragrance. I know I'm really hammering that home, but I don't want anyone to lose out on a potential job they want because of fragrance stuff. We need these jobs so we can afford the fragrance habit after all. So yeah, if you have a favorite fragrance that you wear to job interviews or something, yeah, let me know. But for me, this is definitely what I would suggest.